Senator Hanson.
Very much. It's quite interesting to hear Labor's comments about it because the Code of Conduct is not drafted very well and it's not good. So we're not going to. So we'll actually allow the disallowance motion by Senator Linehelm. The fact is that it was Labor's policy under Wayne Swan that allowed Wilmar, an multinational company, to buy in Australia and buy the mills in North Queensland. Because of that, at the time it was drawn up a 5-year agreement where they had to actually deal with the cane growers through Queensland Sugar Limited as well. So the cane growers sell their cane to the mill. It's called a cane supply agreement, and then it is marketed. It was marketed by QSL, who have been doing it for many, many years. And the cane growers got a fair deal because it was set up by the cane growers originally, a non-profit organisation. But after the 5 years, Wilmar says, hang on a minute, we want to take your cane, but we want to market it as well. So it's not giving an option to the cane grower who they want to market their sugar. There was no option whether QSL is going to market it. Wilmar saying, we're going to crush your sugar and we want to mill it as well. Now, Wilmar, as I've been told, hasn't got a great reputation for selling their product overseas to countries because the quality is not up to the standard. QSL has a very, very high reputation with overseas countries in buying Australian sugar. So hence, why haven't all these sugarcane growers signed up with Wilmar? They were put on the spot. It went by months and months and months. Nothing was done about it because they didn't trust Wilmar. And until they got to the very end, they were forced, and they only had a matter of weeks to go, that they had to sign the contract. Why the Code of Conduct? Because they had to start cutting their cane within a matter of weeks. They needed the Code of Conduct so then they could determine who will market their sugar. Why did One Nation get involved? Is because they were hitting their heads up against a brick wall. The growers could not get anyone to listen to them, the situation they were in. And because the deals were not done and they were not signed up to a cane supply agreement, the whole area lost a matter of $150 million was taken out of that economy to those cane growers. So why did One Nation take a stand on this and we abstained from voting on the floor of Parliament till we actually got a Code of Conduct for the cane growers? Because they were on their knees. No one was listening to them. Nothing was being done. And I'm pleased that we forced the issue. I was pleased to hear Senator O'Sullivan. He has been involved in this and attending meetings. I attended meetings up in North Queensland myself. I spoke to the cane growers. I don't recall ever seeing Senator Linehelm, the Senator for New South Wales, at any of those meetings. I have no understanding. I am gobsmacked to understand why Senator Linehelm is actually supporting a multinational company over the cane growers. And I really appreciate the Greens, how they are actually viewing this and their support on this matter, because it is all about the growers. It's all about these struggling families. And when I spoke to Senator Linehelm about this and I said, why are you doing this to the growers? And his response was, well, they can actually go and take it to another mill, but they can't. They have to put it on the rail lines. The rail lines are owned by Wilmar. It has to go to the mill. Well, they can put it on trucks and ship it somewhere else. No, you can't do that. You see, once the cane is cut, it's 12 hours it has to get to the mill. So there's nowhere else they can take it. So the whole fact is, well, tell them to get out of it. Go and do another business. Go and get out of cane growing. No wonder the farmers are fed up with this attitude, because some of them are saying to the kids now, get off the farm. There's no future here. We don't know what's going to happen. And hence here we have the Labor Party saying, oh, well, it's drawn up in a hurry. Yeah, so we need to really look at this before we do anything about it. It's about time you start listening to the Australian people and what's happening to them, and just about going under, losing their properties and everything because they can't get an agreement, didn't know whether they should cut their cane or what to do with it. And you're worried about, is a code of conduct drawn up properly? Probably not. But you know what? It's given them a grace period of approximately 2, maybe 3 years. It's not settled yet. And it was your Labor Party counterparts in Queensland who haven't supported them either. And I hope they realise that comes the next election, when they won't get the votes they won't be voting for the Labor Party. They haven't supported them at all. And I've got to say that the LNP in Queensland hasn't been much better either in supporting them. Wilmar also has a 30% ownership in the QSL, so I have no understanding why they want to dictate and determine it. And talk about multinationals, and all I hear now is the Labor Party supporting multinationals. That's exactly what they're doing, supporting big business in Australia. This is a Singaporean that's come in dictating terms. The Labor Party agreed to it, just to allow them to take over a mill that controls the whole area. This is what multinationals' foreign ownership can do in our country, and we've seen it not once, not twice, we've seen it many, many times. Jobs. Yes, we've got to protect jobs in Australia. And if we see the cane growers go under in North Queensland or throughout the state, it is also going to affect the mills. Then you've got more people out of work. If you haven't got cane farming, you don't need the mills. And the whole area, because all North Queensland relies on the monies that's brought in by the cane growers. So I will call on the Labor Party, please consider this. Do not allow a disallowance motion to pass in this chamber today. It will affect the cane growers again. It is under review. Let's find something better. But for the next 2 to 3 years, let's just support the way it is and find a better answer. By throwing this out, it's not going to help the cane growers at all. And they're depending on us to make the right decisions for them in this chamber. It's all about their future, it's all about the kids, it's all about their farming. That is so important to us. So I'd just once again like to say thank you very much to the Greens in looking at this rationally, that you won't support the disallowance motion, and to the Liberal and the National Party also for their support of the cane growers.